Hello， 大家好。大家都知道呢，最近美国和中国的贸易战呢打得非常的火热，美国已经明令禁止了华为的5G 技术，而其他的国家呢也在这个问题上发表了自己的意见。我们今天就来看一看各国领导人是怎么看待华为的5G 技术的吧。
We are too small to have an effect on a huge company like Huawei, whose research is far bigger than the whole of Malaysia's research capability. So we try to make use of their technology as much as possible. Yes, there may be some spying, but what is there to spy in Malaysia? We are an open book. Everybody knows. If any country wants to invade Malaysia, they can walk through and we will not resist because it's a waste of time.
马来西亚的总统马哈蒂尔，他回答这个问题的方式可以说是非常的幽默。他非常明确地表示了自己会支持华为的5G 技术在马来西亚使用。其他国家的领导人呢，大部分都没有这么明确地提出自己的立场。那我们接下来要看的是2位女性领导人，他们一位呢是英国领导人，叫做 Theresa May， 和另一个纽西兰的领导人，她在任期间呢还怀孕生了孩子。然后回到自己的岗位之后呢，就遇到了这么棘手的问题。那我们看看他们是怎么回答的吧。
And on this occasion, last December, we called out China, didn't we?
We did.
Right. Do you accept that the telecommunications firm Huawei is intimately linked with the Chinese Communist government and its deeply hostile intelligence agencies?
If I may expand my answer to this question. Now, you will be aware that Huawei is officially owned by its employees and is a private Chinese company. However, we have robust procedures in place to manage risks to national security today and are committed to mitigating future risks. I don't think you can describe me as somebody who has been lax in relation to national security. If you look at my record, I have been, the decisions I take are decisions that are taken in the interests of national security.
But you're not contradicting me when I'm suggesting that Huawei is intimately linked with the Chinese Communist government and its deeply hostile intelligence agencies, are you?
I said Huawei is officially owned by its employees and is a private Chinese company. We look, but the issue of cybersecurity is not an issue of one country.
And we welcome foreign direct investment into New Zealand that really boosts and contributes to our productive economy, and that's a long-standing position. We have a very specific piece of legislation, though, that applies to our telecommunications sector. It's neutral in its application to vendor or country, but sets out a process separate of government to assess applications when there are substantial changes to the use of new technology. So, for instance, 5G. So in New Zealand, there was an application made by a New Zealand-based company that involved Huawei. Separately of the government, our Security and Communications Bureau responded directly to the New Zealand-based vendor with security risks that they were seeking to have mitigated. And that's currently where the process sits. I've seen some suggestion that Huawei products have been banned in New Zealand. That's simply not the case. We already have Huawei products in New Zealand, and Huawei already operates in New Zealand. However, this was a specific new application, and as I say, we're midway through a process, and currently that process is directly between our regulator and with the New Zealand vendor. No. In fact, New Zealand stands very firmly and proudly on an independent foreign policy. Regardless of the views of others, our process is our own. Regardless of the position of others, New Zealand will determine its own activities in this space. New Zealand has not been pressured in that regard, but even regardless, it would make no difference. We determine our policy and our position on these matters.
2位女性领导人虽然没有明确的说自己的立场，但给我的感觉呢，并没有对华为的技术产生任何的敌意。华为在欧洲和大洋洲还是很有希望的。我们接下来还会再多看2个国家领导人，一个来自于澳大利亚，另一个来自于新加坡。澳大利亚呢，也像美国一样，已经明令禁止了华为的5G 技术，而在新加坡呢，华为是非常火热的。
We don't see it as our role to be involved in the decisions of other nations on these issues. These are sovereign decisions to be made by independent nations in accordance with their own national interests and the challenges that they faced. The sheer scale and scope of the technology means that we have to be very mindful of other security interests.
We value highly network resilience, network security. We value also vendor diversity, and we want to make sure that we have a system which serves the purpose and meets our interests.
我觉得大部分国家的领导人对于华为的技术还是处于一个比较 positive 的观望状态，比较正面的一个观望状态吧。我作为一个中国人，当然希望华为能够壮大自己的技术，然后能够在全球都非常的成功。